What's up, guys? Hey, Jared Beckstrand here, Doctor of Physical Therapy, ToneandTighten.com, coming at you today with a quick daily posture routine that will help you to turn this into this. Let's get into it right now. You know, a lot of the aches and pains and problems that I treat as a physical therapist can be directly related to postural issues. Fortunately, there's a lot that the right stretches and exercises can do to help you out of this pain, to help you to straighten up your back, and to just help you to feel better. And those are the things that I want to share with you in this video today. I hope that this helps you out. Of course, if it does, I'd love if you hit that thumbs up button down below to like this video. Now, the whole key to treating your posture is to understand one principle, and that is that your muscles are adaptable. If we stretch them, they lengthen. If we move them against a resistance, they get stronger. But then on the other end of that, if we hold them in a short position for a long period of time, your muscles will actually shorten down. They will shrink and get tight. Also, if you don't move them against a resistance, they can atrophy. That means that they can actually get weaker. The whole key to treating your posture and to addressing your postural issues is to stretch those areas that are tight and to strengthen those areas that are weak. Now, to do that, I've broken this down into two separate routines. I'm going to share with you one 5-minute routine to stretch your neck and upper back, and then another 5-minute routine to stretch your lower back and your hips. I will give you my recommendations for frequency, how often you should do these, and also when you can expect to see results from doing these regularly, but I'm going to do that at the end of the video. Make sure you stick around for that information. So that being said, let's jump right in with the first routine. These are my favorite exercises to treat your neck and upper back posture. The two most common problems that I encounter in poor neck and upper back posture are when the neck comes forward and when the shoulders round inward. You'll see that that creates a really big curve in my neck this way. That creates a lot of tension right here at the base of the skull. And then as my shoulders round inward, I've got a lot of tension through my chest, and that is what causes that rounding in my upper back. So the 4 exercises that are going to address those issues are as follows. We're going to start, the first one is going to be a chin tuck. That's going to take care of this forward head posture. Starting right here, you're going to take I like to put my finger on my chin and then push my chin straight back into my throat. And so keep in mind, it's not a head nod. I'm not going to come down in this direction. I'm going to keep my head nice and upright, and then I'm going to pull my chin back into my throat. We're working on the weakness in the deep neck flexors, but if you're really tight, you're also going to feel it stretch through those neck extensor muscles as well. And so what I tell people is hold that for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're going to repeat that 10 to 20 times. Honestly, on that one, the uglier the double chin, the better the exercise. Exercise number 2 is going to be a doorway stretch or a corner stretch, probably my favorite way to increase the length through the pecs, those areas that get tight and contribute to that forward rounded shoulder posture. What you're going to do is put your hands up on either side of a door frame, keep a nice tall posture, keep your chest up high, keep your head up high, and then step into that door frame until a comfortable stretch is felt through the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. You're going to hold that one for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're going to repeat that 3 times. Now, you can also do this in a corner. Just put your hands on the corner, take a big step into the corner, and then hold that for that same amount of time, about 20 to 30 seconds, and repeat that one 3 times. Next, let me show you a few exercises to increase the strength of the muscles between your shoulder blades as well as your external rotators. The goal is to pull the shoulder blades closer together and then round the shoulders back into this position to straighten out your posture. The simplest way to do that is with what I call a scapular pinch. Start in this position right here. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down and back, and then I'm going to rotate my hands out. So from the back, it looks like this. Shoulder blades come down and in, and then hands rotate out. Hold for 1, 2, 3, and then come right back. You're going to shoot for 3 sets of 10 high-quality repetitions for that exercise. Now, if that's too easy for you, if you feel like that's something that you could do all day long, what I recommend is to pick up some bands. There's a ton of different bands available. These little loops, these bigger loops, or even just this tubing. Any type of band will work for this exercise. You're just going to hold it right here in front of you, and then as you perform that exact same exercise, shoulder blades down and back, and then you're going to rotate out against the resistance of that band. Makes the exercise more effective, makes the strengthening more effective as you perform those scapular pinches. Again, 3 sets of 10 high-quality repetitions is what I recommend with this exercise. Finally, let's finish with one of my personal favorite home exercises for your upper back posture, a wall angel. You're going to put your hips, shoulder blades, and the back of your head against the wall. Start by performing a chin tuck. You're going to bring your chin kind of down and in. Shoulder blades come back and together. You're going to hold that position as you rotate your knuckles back towards the wall. And so we're going to pull the shoulder blades down and back. We've got the chin tuck. Our knuckles come up against the wall, and now nice and slow we're going to slide up the wall and then right back down, maintaining hips, shoulder blades, and the back of your head against the wall. Chin tuck, we're going to externally rotate back, and then we're going to slide up the wall. We're going to do 10 repetitions, and then we're going to do 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Now those are the 4 exercises for your upper back. Let's talk about your lower back and hips. The most common postural problem that I see in the lower back is what we'd call an anterior pelvic tilt posture. This typically develops from being seated for too long. Your hip flexors tend to tighten and shorten, that when you stand up, they pull your lower back into this position right here, rocks the pelvis forward, it looks just like this. Now, if we can strengthen those glutes and those lower abs and stretch out those hip flexors and that lower back, that is going to pull your hips into this more neutral position and fix your lower back posture. Here are my 4 go-to exercises to help you to do that. Exercise number 1 in this lower back routine is going to be a hip flexor stretch. You're going to get into this tall kneel position. I'm down on my right knee with my left foot out in front, and then I'm just going to lunge forward onto this left knee. I'm trying to basically increase the length through this hip flexor, through this front part of my hip. When I get into this position, what I want you to do is also try to contract your glute. So this right glute needs to fire, and what that will do is pull your hips into more of a posteriorly rotated position to make that stretch even more effective. Hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, and then repeat that 3 times on each side. Now, to get rid of the lower back tightness, I like the child's pose stretch or the prayer stretch. You're down on your knees, you're going to reach forward with your hands, and then just sit down onto your heels until a good stretch is felt in your lower back. You're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds and repeat that 3 times. Okay, we've stretched where it's tight. Now let's start to strengthen where it's weak, those glutes and those lower abs. To do that, I like bridges for the glutes. You're going to get down on your back with your knees bent, contract those glutes to raise your hips up towards the ceiling. Hold that for a 3 to 5 second count, and then relax. Make sure that this motion is coming from your glutes, not so much your hamstrings, so focus on squeezing your butt together up at the top of that repetition. If you need more of a challenge, you can progress that into a single leg bridge. So now I'm going to kick this leg out straight. I'm actually going to kick this one out straight so you guys can see it. Now, as I fire that left glute, that glute muscle is the one that is responsible for lifting my whole body up off of the floor. So contract here, hold 1, 2, 3, come back down nice and slow. You're going to shoot for 10 repetitions, and you're going to do 3 sets on that glute bridge. Finally, for those lower abs, the last exercise we're going to do is a reverse crunch with a hip raise. And so you're going to get into this position with your knees bent, flatten your back down towards the ground. So we're going to do one of those posterior pelvic tilts. Now we're going to hold that position, hold your back flat to the ground as both knees come up. I'm in this 90-90 position. Now what I'm going to do is contract my lower abs to raise my knees up towards the ceiling. That was 1 repetition, so it looks just like that. There's 2, there's 3. Focus is squeezing with those lower abs. Now, if that one's too difficult for you, what I would do is do a posterior pelvic tilt with a march. So same step, you're going to keep your back nice and flat, keep those lower abs engaged, and now we're just going to work 1 leg at a time.
So not quite as strenuous, a little bit easier if this is your first time doing it or if you're a beginner, but your goal should be to develop the strength in your lower abs to be able to lift both of your legs up towards the ceiling, clearing your hips or clearing your pelvis up off of the floor.
Now, the last two questions that you have for me are how often should I be doing these and how long is it going to take me to see some results? First, your frequency. I recommend that you do these exercises every single day. It's only a 10-minute routine. There's no equipment required. There's no excuse to not be able to perform these every day. I've given you 2 routines. Maybe you do one in the morning, maybe you do one in the evening. Whatever you can do to make it accessible, to make it successful for you, that's what needs to happen. Consistency is key with this. I recommend you perform it daily.